Hi all, this is M. Divya, Assistant Professor, Department of Biomedical Engineering in Erode Sengundar Engineering College. In this session, we are going to discuss about urinary system. So, urinary system is also one of the major important system of our body because major excretion process is occur in this system only. So, the urinary system is also known as the renal system or urinary tract. It consists of kidneys, ureters, bladder and the urethra. So, the major purpose of urinary system is to eliminate waste product from the body, regulate blood volume and blood pressure, control levels of electrolytes and metabolites, regulate the pH of blood. So these are the major purpose of urinary system. So this is the general structure of urinary system. So urinary system receives major blood supply from abdominal aorta, renal artery and inferior vena cava. And also it has parts like kidneys, ureter, urinary bladder and urethra. So in urinary system, the major important one thing is that is kidney. So they are two bean-shaped organs lying on the posterior abdominal wall on each side of the vertebral column. So the kidneys are located on each side of the vertebral column. So then what are the functions of kidneys? So the major important function in urinary system is that is nothing but excretion. So excretion of water and waste product of protein metabolism, excretion of excess salt, excretion of harmful substances like drugs and toxins, then regulation of pH of blood. So these are the major functions of kidneys. So next we are going to discuss about the position of the kidneys. So the kidneys extend from the level of last thoracic vertebra to the third lumbar vertebra. So the right kidney is smaller than left kidney. So compared to right kidney, left kidney is always larger. So each kidney measures 11 centimeter in length and 5 centimeter in width and 3 centimeter in thickness. Then each kidney is about 150 gram in weight. Then the outer border of the kidney is referred as convex. The inner border of the kidney is concave and it is called as hilum. So then the blood vessel enter and leave the kidney through this hilum only. And adrenal or suprarenal gland is situated at the apex of the kidney. So this is about the position of the kidneys. Next one thing is the structure of kidney. So kidney consists of the major part like that is renal capsule, renal column, papilla, pyramid, medulla, cortex and two things that is major calyx and minor calyx, then renal artery, renal vein and renal pelvis. So with this part only the blood vessels are enter the kidneys and ureter. So these are the parts of kidney. First one is capsule. It is the outermost covering composed of fibrous tissue surrounding the kidney. Next is cortex. It is reddish brown layer of tissue immediately below the capsule and outside the renal. So it consists of renal corpuscles and convoluted tubules. So in here only in cortex portions only nephrons are usually located. Next thing is medulla. So it is innermost layer consists of conical areas called renal pyramids and it is separated with the help of renal columns. So there are 8 to 18 renal pyramids in each kidney. The apex of Each renal pyramid is called as renal papilla, and each papilla project into a small depression called a minor calyx. That is, it is also known as pleural calyces. So several minor calyces are united together and form major calyx. In turn, the major calyces join to form a funnel-shaped structure called renal pelvis that usually collect the urine and leads to the ureter. So the urines are, after the formation of urine, the urines are collected in renal pelvis and finally it is sent to the ureter. So in a urinary system, with the help of nephrons only, the urine is usually created. So nephrons has the parts like afferent arteriole, glomerulus, Bowman capsule, and proximal convoluted tubule, Henle lobe, distal convoluted tubule, and collecting duct. So these are the major parts of nephrons. Microscopically, the kidneys are made up of number of structural and functional units called nephron. So in simple way we can say the functional unit of urinary system is nothing but nephrons. There are about 1 million nephrons in each kidney. So a nephron majorly consists of two parts, that is renal corpuscle and renal tubules. First thing is renal corpuscle. So it is made up of an upper expanded end of the renal tubule called Bowman capsule. Next one is glomerulus. So it is a tuft of capillaries enclosed by Bowman capsule. It consists of glomerular capillaries interposed between afferent arteriole at one end and efferent arteriole on another end. Then the Malpighian body is also present in the cortex portion. Next one is renal tubules. It is mainly consists of four parts: proximal convoluted tubule, Henle loop, distal convoluted tubule, and collecting duct. Proximal convoluted tubule, it is a coiled portion arising from Bowman capsule. It is situated in the cortex region. So it is continued as a descending limb of loop called Henle. So the length of the proximal convoluted tubule is 14 mm and the diameter is 55 micron. Loop of Henle. So it is present in the medulla. The loop of Henle consists of descending limb, haparin bend, ascending limb. So distal convoluted tubule. So distal convoluted tubule is the continuation of thin ascending segment and occupies the cortex of kidney. So it is continued as a collecting duct. The length of the distal convoluted tubule is 14.5 to 15 mm. It has a diameter of 20 to 50 micron. Next part is collecting duct. The distal convoluted tubule continues as the initial or arched collecting duct which is in cortex. The lower part of the collecting duct lies in medulla and open into the pelvis of kidney. So the length of the collecting duct is 20 to 22 mm and its diameter is varies from 40 and 200 micron. Next one is blood supply to the kidney. So we already know the kidney receive the blood supply from renal arteries and renal veins. The kidneys are supplied by renal arteries which are branches of abdominal aorta. Venous blood of the kidney is drained by renal veins which open into inferior vena cava. Next one is ureter. So it is the duct which carries urine from kidneys to bladder. So after formation of urine in the kidney, the urine is collected in renal pelvis, then it is furtherly sent to urinary bladder via ureter. So it is a tube-like structure that is measuring about 26 centimeter in length. It commences from pelvis of kidney. So later the ureter is passes down into abdominal cavity and open in the posterior aspects of urinary bladder. Urinary bladder. It is a pear-shaped muscular sac which acts as a reservoir for urine. After collection in kidney, the urine is passed to ureter, then finally it is collected in urinary bladder. So the lowest part of bladder is called as base, the upper part is called as fundus. Bladder has 3 openings, 2 for ureter and 1 for urethra. Next one is urethra. It is a canal through which the urine passes from bladder to the outside. So it is different in male and female, but sphincter is present in both. So the male urethra is about 20 centimeter in length. The female urethra it is short about 4 centimeter in length. So with the help of urethra only the actual excretion is happen. Next we should know about the process of micturition. So micturition is a process that is nothing but passing of urine. So it is the act of passing urine. When urine accumulates in the bladder, it produces stretching of its walls. So after urine is collected in the area called bladder, so automatically it creates some pressure in that part. So this raises the pressure in the bladder. So this is occur when 170 to 230 ml of urine has collected in the bladder. So this in turn stimulates the afferent nerves of the bladder. So then this impulse is carried to the higher central which control the micturition. So after the pressure is created, immediately the information is sent to the higher centers. The higher centers are nothing but central nervous system. From there some signal is received again to the bladder with the help of efferent nerves. Then only we have to excrete the urine. This is the process of micturition. Then the formation of urine. So the urine formation is usually have 3 process, that is glomerular filtration, tubular secretion and tubular reabsorption. In glomerular filtration, the filtration of water, salts and other substances occur in the glomeruli. So the glomerular filtrate is a fluid that is formed after filtration. So the filtrate containing large amount of water, glucose, amino acids, uric acid, urea, electrolytes, etc. In the glomerular capsule is known as a nephric filtrate of glomerular filtrate. So the volume of filtrate formed by both the kidneys in each minute is usually referred as glomerular filtration rate. In a healthy adult, the glomerular filtration rate is about 125 ml per minute. That is 180 liter of filtrate are formed each day by 2 kidneys. So the glomerular filtration, in glomerular filtrate, usually it filters water, salt and other substances. Next one is tubular secretion. So it is an active process which is occur in the convoluted tubules. Abnormal substances or normal substances present in excess blood are usually eliminated by this process. That is, potassium, hydrogen and drug like penicillin are excreted by tubular secretion process. So the tubular secretion of hydrogen ions is very important in maintaining the normal pH of the blood. The tubular filtrate is finally known as urine. Human urine is usually hypertonic. So after the process of tubular secretion, only the end product, that is urine, is created. So normally the urine is hypertonic in nature. Next one is tubular reabsorption. As the filtrate passes through the renal tubules, useful substances including some water, electrolytes and organic nutrients such as glucose, amino acids, vitamins, hormone, etc. are selectively reabsorbed from the filtrate, then back into the blood in the proximal convoluted tubule. So after renal, with the help of renal absorption, some essential thing also absorbed. So daily 6 liters of glomerular filtrate can be formed in 1 hour, but the volume of urine eliminated per day is only about 1.5 liters. So this resembles, so most of the thing is reabsorbed, only some unwanted materials only excreted via urine. So it is, so nearly 99% of the glomerular filtrate is reabsorbed. Okay, only thing, the 1.5 liter of urine only excreted per day by a normal healthy human being. So the main function of collecting duct is to reabsorb as much water as the body needs. So the urine is the fluid that result from the above three process. So the urine enter the collecting tubules and then it into the pelvis of the kidney. So pelvis is the part where the urine is collected after the formation. From there it enters the urinary bladder through the ureter and finally it is excreted via urethra. What is the composition of urine? So the normal urine excreted per day is 1 to 2 liters. So the color of the urine is pale amber and the odor is aromatic, and its pH is about 6, that is it is slightly acidic in nature. So the urine consists of water to the extent of 96%, urea 2%, and uric acid and salt is about 2%. So these are the composition of urine. Next one is regulation of blood pressure by urinary system. So the kidney regulate the blood pressure in 3 different ways: by adjusting the volume of blood in the body. It is happened by regulating the quantity of water in the blood, adjusting the flow of blood into in and out of the kidneys via the action of enzyme called renin. So the kidney secretes renin which activates the angiotensin aldosterone pathway. So with the help of angiotensin and aldosterone pathways, blood pressure is controlled inside the urinary system. So the renin angiotensin system or RAS regulate the blood pressure and fluid balance in the body. So when the blood volume or sodium levels in the blood are low or blood potassium level is high, the cells in the kidney release the enzyme called renin. So the renin converts the angiotensin, which is produced in the liver, to the hormone angiotensin 1. Okay, an enzyme known as ACE or angiotensin converting enzyme found in the lungs that metabolizes the angiotensin 1 into angiotensin 2. So the angiotensin 2 causes blood vessel to constrict and blood pressure to increase. Next one is the angiotensin 2 stimulates the release of hormone aldosterone in the adrenal glands, which causes the renal tubules to retain the sodium and water and excrete the potassium. So together angiotensin 2 and aldosterone work to raise the blood volume. So the blood pressure and sodium levels in the blood to restore the balance of sodium, potassium and fluids. So if the renin angiotensin system becomes overactive, consistently high blood pressure results. So this is the pathway of renin angiotensin system. That is, it start at the blood vessels, finally it is create some blood pressure inside the kidney. Next we move on to the urinary reflex. So with the help of urinary reflex action only, we excrete the urine. So it is happen in urinary system, that too in the part of urinary bladder. So after the bladder is full, immediately the sensory information sent to the brain with the help of afferent nerves. After from brain, with the help of afferent nerve, the information is again received at the part of urinary bladder only. We excrete the urine. So this is the process of urinary reflex. So micturition is the process by which the urinary bladder empties when it's become filled. So this is happen mainly in two main steps. First, the bladder fill progressively until the tension in its wall rises above the threshold level. This elects the second step, that is, which is a nerve reflex called a micturition reflex, that empties the bladder, or if this fails, at least causes a conscious desire to urinate. So with the help of signals that is received from the brain, we excrete the urine. So although the micturition reflex is an autonomic spinal cord reflex, it can also inhibit or facilitated by centers in the cerebral cortex or brain system. So in this session up to we are discuss about urinary system. So and what are the major parts of urinary system, that is kidneys and nephrons, then how the urine is formed inside the urinary system, then finally how we excrete the urine, that is with the help of micturition process only we excrete the urine. Thank you.